Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Alicia and I post a bunch of lifestyle, vlogs, day in the life, and a bunch of content like this. But be sure to subscribe if you want to see those videos. But today we're just going to sit down and have a very honest chat about 2021 and just talk about the highs and the lows. I'm sure 2021 had some good moments for everyone and definitely some bad moments as well, or some low points. And especially like on the internet, we don't really share too much of the things that are going wrong and the bad things that are happening. So I just want to have an honest chat with you guys and just kind of reflect on the good and the bad throughout 2021 with you guys. I asked you guys a bunch of questions on Instagram at ALISHA J Henderson, and so we're just gonna go through some of them and go through some generic ones, but we're gonna definitely start off with a really fun question first. So if you guys are new here, I'm actually engaged to my fiance Garrett. We actually met in college in Massachusetts, and at the beginning of, in 2020 actually, we got our first apartment together in Mass, and we moved out in August and actually moved back in with my parents because at the beginning of 2021 they actually moved to Georgia. I'm originally from Oregon, and so they moved out here and they basically had this whole basement available and they were pretty much like rent-free. If you guys want to move in, there's a full kitchen, like it's completely isolated. We even have an office space and everything. So we decided to move here to Georgia, but I kind of wanted to give a little background to some people who may be new here, but that's currently where we're at. And one of the questions was actually, how was it adjusting to having a kitten? Because in, what was it, March, April, we actually got our little kitten, Archie. He's a Champagne Point tonkinese, and he is my first cat, Garrett and I's first cat, first animal together, and he is just the sweetest little guy. He's actually upstairs playing with my parents' kittens right now, so he's usually like sitting in the background here, but he's just the sweetest, and it's been honestly such a joy having Archie and just having those little moments. And he's so freaking cute. He even has his own Instagram and TikTok at Archie the Tonkinese. But it's been really fun. It was definitely really stressful at the beginning, and still kind of now having a kitten, because he's completely dependent on us, and you just have to take care of him. But it's just a responsibility. At the beginning I got like really nervous. I never wanted to leave him, and it was a little much, but just trying to give him a good life. And I just think adding a sweet little animal to your home just really completes it. Like, it just has made Garrett and I so much happier, and having the little guy running around, and he is just adorable. He's a weirdo, but he's adorable. So kind of as I was mentioning, a lot of people asked how the transition was kind of from living on our own in our apartment in Mass to actually living with our parents, with my parents. Honestly, it's been really nice. It hasn't been that weird at all, and we have a bunch of goals, especially for 2022. Wow, I can't believe it's 2022 soon. But this is helping us like accomplish those goals, save some more money, pay off loans, hopefully get a home or a condo here, and we're just really looking forward to that. But just having this time, and they actually had the space, and honestly if they had this space before we moved into the apartment, we would have done this right away, but they were living in a different home in actually Washington at the time. It wasn't really practical, and we did really want our own space, and we pretty much have our own space here. And it's actually been really nice because we have so much space. I just feel so much better. And with the move here, it was definitely a hard, really hard decision for us. It was not easy. We definitely had some long conversations about it, just trying to figure out what was truly best for Garrett and I in our relationship and for our future that we want. Like, we would love to have a home, a dog, and kiddos. Like, that's definitely a really big goal of ours, and we would love to have that, like, obviously sooner rather than later. But there's certain things that are just like holding us back, and we just had to kind of make the right decisions. And I think now that we've lived here, so we moved in late August, so pretty much September. So it's been a couple months here, and we can both say like we both love it. Garrett transitioned to a new job here and he absolutely loves the job. He's been talking about staying here longer because of it, and I'm just really happy that we both followed like God's plan. And it was definitely really pulling and tugging on my heart to come down here. Like it just felt like the right decision, and it felt like God was pulling me there. And I've only felt it one other time when I was choosing colleges, because I was choosing between Gordon, which is a small Christian school, and just another college in Oregon, and there was honestly no reason for me to go to Gordon. I had no desire to go to a Christian school, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to go to Gordon. And I kind of felt the same way with this decision to come to Georgia, and it definitely helps having family here too, to make the transition a little bit easier and finding people at church. But it definitely wasn't easy to come to the decision because it was a really big change and a move, but we have both talked about how happy we are that we made this decision. And kind of along with that, a lot of people actually asked what my biggest lesson was that I learned from 2021, and I would definitely say that moving away is okay, and that it's okay. Your friends, your family, everyone's still gonna be there, even if you're not physically in the same state as them, but they're still there. You still have FaceTime, you can still communicate. Like I definitely miss my friends, don't get me wrong, I really miss them, but we also make it a point to meet up like once a year, twice a year type thing. And it's okay to move away. Like it's scary, but as long as it's the right decision for you and it's going to benefit you in the future, it's okay to move away, and your friends and family will understand that. So that's definitely my biggest lesson. All right, so now for like a not so great question that's kind of hard to talk about. Someone actually asked how my overall mental health was this year, and this year was hard. It was, in this year I realized like I do need help with my mental health. Like I have really strong, I'm gonna start crying. I cry all the time if you guys didn't know, but I definitely struggle a lot with kind of more social anxieties, and I get really anxious, and I've had some panic attacks, and I started to like notice that, and like this seasonal depression was really hard for me this previous year, and it was hard. And this year was like, I never really knew. I kind of just thought like, oh, like, you know, it's harder in the winter times, like, oh, everyone's thinking this, like everyone has a hard time talking to people or going out and like all this stuff. But it really got to a point, and I really started noticing how much it was really impacting my life and how much it wasn't exactly normal. So it was a big year of growth for me there, and just starting to understand and work on my mental health. And Garrett's been a really big help with that, because I mean, he doesn't know how to help it either, and just like communicating, I'm like, all right, I'm not having a great day, I think I'm just going to chill and like go be alone and just like hang out, and like that's okay, rather than or the other way around, I'll be like, I'm kind of like not in a great headspace right now, like can we go do something to like cheer me up, or just like have a dance party or something. And I definitely, a goal of mine in 2022 is to actually go to the doctor and talk to someone, because I was kind of trying to do it a lot on my own, and I thought it was a lot with birth control because I was taking that. I had been taking it for a while, but once we moved down here to Georgia, I actually stopped taking it because there's so many side effects and everything to it. And I was like, well, maybe this is what's like kind of causing it, because I noticed it like kind of my senior year, I guess, mostly. And it's definitely gotten better. Definitely like my overall like happiness and mental health has gotten better because I've been off of it. Definitely consult your doctor and everything with that. But I would potentially look into it if you're having those same feelings as me, but it definitely hasn't all gone away. Like I feel like the, like, I guess like slight depression and everything definitely has helped. I do have like bad days still. But still like that social anxiety, the anxiousness and like overthinking like to like a fault is definitely still there. So, and I'm like realizing it like within the past like couple months, so definitely gonna go try to get help for that. And I encourage you guys, if you guys are feeling the same way or need the push to go. Like even if it's not like severe, like we see like I guess severe cases of it, but it doesn't have to be severe and get to a breaking point to go get help. You can still go get help if you're not feeling like yourself, if it's affecting your life, your day-to-day, go get help. All right, so moving to a bit of a lighter note, a lot of you asked what I'm most proud of or my biggest accomplishment in 2021 was, and I would 100% say YouTube, getting monetized in YouTube. So I started in like, I think it was November 2020, but I posted like maybe a handful of videos by the end of the year, but definitely in 2021 I really stepped it up. I was posting 2-3 videos a week now, and I very much enjoy it. And I was like, I'm gonna give myself 1 year to get monetized, because you had to have all these requirements, and I was like, I can try for 1 year. Actually 1 year exactly to the day that I posted my first YouTube video, I got monetized. And I just took that as like such a huge sign, because I kept telling myself, I was like, you know, at the beginning it was really embarrassing for me to like post YouTube videos and like try to do this and all of that, and like I know people judge me for it for a fact. And I was like, I'll give it a year, we'll see how it goes. And during that year I really fell in love with it and I really enjoyed it, and I got monetized exactly 1 year later, which is a huge accomplishment. And that's what I'm most proud of, because I created this platform. I create my YouTube channel to be how I want it to be. I post TikToks based on what I want to post, and Instagrams, and I'm building this community with you guys, and I'm so thankful for you guys. But I'm like building this community that I so much love and adore. Like I see all of your guys' comments and they just really make my day, and I know I'm making an impact, and I really, really enjoy that. So I definitely say that's my biggest accomplishment. And kind of with that is like the stepping out of my comfort zone, because I was never the person, I was never outgoing. I'm still like definitely an introvert at heart, but I stepped out of my comfort zone, didn't care what people from college or high school had to say about me posting like YouTube videos and becoming an influencer or creating content on social media. Like I think people are starting to realize that there's a lot of power in social media, and content creation has been so much fun. And I've talked to you guys in the past about also a huge desire alongside content creation is to be able to do it full time, which is my definite reach goal in 2022. But like Garrett and I have talked about, you know, we both want kids and we'd love to have kids at some point, but with like my career and everything, it wasn't necessarily practical, because I know for a fact, and Garrett like agrees and wants this as well, that we want to be home with the kids, or at least one of us. Like we don't want to hire a nanny or a babysitter. Like I don't want to miss those moments with my kids, but if I have a job that I can have a little bit more flexibility with, like with social media, then I would be able to be home. And with Garrett's job, he can work from home sometimes. So it just seemed right, and it was a good time to start it. And I don't know, it's been so much fun. So I just want to thank you guys so much, and thank you for sharing my content with your friends and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys. And so a little bit along these lines, some of you guys asked like my biggest regret. And I had to think about this for a really long time. Like I don't like regretting things, and I tried to think, like even with this move and everything, I was like, what would we regret the most, and what are those regrets or those feelings of regret that we would have, and how can we not have those, or which one has a bigger impact basically on us. So I really think it through. It's an overthinker in me, honestly. But I guess I was thinking about like my one regret would be not starting sooner and not posting TikToks and stuff sooner. if that makes sense, because YouTube, it's kind of like a separate platform from like your high school and college friends, like on Instagram and stuff. But on TikTok, like I have a lot of followers like from high school and college, and same with Instagram, but I've started to not really care what they think and just post what I know I want to post and what you guys want to see, and I want to give that to you guys, like all the sales, fashion finds, and all of that stuff. But I was so in my head about only posting on YouTube because people wouldn't see it. But the past couple months, I've really started to like post a lot more like on TikTok and everything, and I really enjoy it, and I've started to kind of grow a bit of a following there and hanging out with you guys and building this platform and building the community around you guys. And I just really enjoy it, and there's so much power in like especially TikTok because you can grow so fast, and obviously I want to reach and grow a community as basically big as possible. It's not necessarily about the numbers, but just having that reach and more people see my content, and I just want to inspire you guys, and I know how much of an impact I have on you guys because of all your guys' comments, which I appreciate. So that would be my biggest regret, like not being able to get out of my head soon enough about like posting on the other platforms and caring what people think. Like at this point, like I think being out of college, like 2 years now, has also helped because I'm kind of more distant. I'm like, I know my close friends and my family and Garrett, they're all in support of me, and it's just really fun, and I know that those people know what I'm trying to do and they appreciate my content. And even some of my friends are like, yeah, it'd be so fun to like make TikToks and like do all this stuff, so they're kind of like getting some advice from me and everything. So I don't know, and that would definitely probably be my biggest regret, but I also know that's what led me to this point now too, so yeah. And then someone asked a really good question, which I actually want to end on, and it was, did I reach my goals for 2021? Which I think is a good recap and a good way. I always write them down in my notes, that way I can look back on them or even like check them off if I want to. So I'll just like read into a couple. One was to own a cat or a dog, and we have our sweet little Archie now. Move into a new place, which at the beginning when I was making these resolutions, my parents didn't live here in Georgia, so this was never an option. So definitely say that changed, but we moved into a new place and we're happy, and I think it was one of our best decisions. And another one was to get married, but that didn't happen. We're still engaged, but we do have a date now set in June of next year. So I'll do like a little update. So we wanted to have like a big ceremony and reception and everything, and we visited venues and all of that, but it just really didn't feel right spending that money on a venue when we could go travel or use it for a home or all of that, because it didn't even cover everything. It didn't cover the honeymoon. So we're going to do something smaller, and we're gonna go on a fun little honeymoon, which I'll keep you guys updated on a little bit, but I also want to keep it to ourselves as well. But that's kind of why we've like taken so long, and we haven't known with like COVID and everything at the very beginning, and it just didn't feel right at the time to spend all that money. Like we found a venue that we really liked, and then we were like, and like it was just like a gut feeling. It just didn't feel right. On here I had to get a coaching job, which joke's on me, that didn't happen. If you guys didn't know, I'm actually a recreation, sport, and wellness major and a business minor and a concentration in sports studies. My goal was to be a basketball coach, and I love basketball. I played basketball my entire life. I played in college. I even pretty much coached my senior year, but when I was job searching, it was extremely hard to try to find a job because so many of the colleges were so unsure, and we kind of just had to jump on a job opportunity for Garrett at the time, and it just, I was like the runner-up for a job that was like right around there, and I was really hoping I would get that one, and it's just kind of fallen into place. And if I had got a coaching job, I would never have started YouTube, which I'm so grateful for. But things change, and that's okay. And the last one is to monetize my YouTube channel, which I was able to do, and I'm just so thankful and proud of myself for. Like, I did this. Like, I'm just so proud of myself. But yeah, that was the majority of the questions. Definitely 2021 had some up and downs for myself. and we had a big move, a big decision, job changes, we got a kitten, and just a lot of really good things. Spent a lot of time with friends and family and just enjoying our time together. Garrett and I are growing closer every single day, working on a relationship, working on communicating with friends, and that's something that I want to do better with as well. And I will be posting a 2022 goals video right after this on Monday, so you guys should definitely go check that one out. I have some really big plans and goals and some big reach goals as well. 2021 was such a good year, and I'm really looking forward to spending 2022 with you guys. And I also want to add that I am doing a Bible plan, a 1-year Bible plan, and I will link it down below. It's through the YouVersion Bible app, and you can join, do as much or as little as you want. I love if you guys joined in trying to read through the Bible together and just build a little community that want to know Jesus more, and I get to know you guys more as well. So I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you subscribe and see what happens in 2022 with me. Bye, friends.